Hello everyone. The topic for today is retail management. Retail industry is world's largest private industry. A total sum of $6.6 trillion sales annually come from retail industry. In India, it is the largest employer after agriculture, which comprises 8% of the total population which are involved in the retail sector. Introduction to retail. The word retail is derived from the French word retailer, which means to cut a piece off or to break bulk. In simple words, it means a final transaction with the customer. According to Philip Kotler, retailing includes all the activities involved in selling goods or services to the final consumers for personal and non-business use. It means that any organization selling to final consumers, whether it is a manufacturer, a wholesaler, or retailer, is doing retailing. It does not matter how the goods or services are sold. It might be in person, through mail, or telephone, through vending machines, or internet, or where they are sold. It can be a store, or on the street, or in the consumer's home. This all falls under retailing. It doesn't matter how the goods are sold. It could be through store-based retailers or through non-store-based retailers. The purpose of retailing is to provide goods and services at the right place at the right time. Retailing is also considered as the final step in distribution of merchandise or products for consumption by end users. Retailing is the activity which is considered as the last step in a distribution channel, wherein the customer is supplied the goods or the products from the manufacturer through retailing. It can also be defined as the first point of customer contact. This is the time when the customer first interacts with the retailer and finds out the information about the manufactured product or service. At this point, the retailer attains maximum customer feedback. A retail outlet is the place where the customer first encounter takes place. A retailer acts as the face of the company who interacts with the customers. Customer feedback from this level of supply chain is very crucial and of great importance for the company. Marketing and distribution channel. Now we'll learn about what are the various distribution channels in retailing. A manufacturer supplies the products or services to the customer directly. Here we see that there is no intermediary between the manufacturer and the customer. The manufacturer directly sells to the end consumers. The second type of distribution channel involves a retailer as its intermediary. These retailers may be or may not be appointed by the manufacturer itself. The retailer further supplies its products or services to the customer. The third channel involves a manufacturer, a wholesaler, a retailer, and then the customer. The wholesalers or stockists handle bulk orders and sell the goods further to the retailers. Wholesalers buy and sell in bulk and operate in very low margins. These wholesalers have higher turnover and lesser margins. In this type of distribution channel, wherein the manufacturer directly supplies to the customer, we have channels such as direct sales, which is also used by Eureka Forbes. Eureka Forbes followed the globally tried and testing direct selling route for marketing its products in India, thus becoming the first direct selling companies in India. It operates over 92 cities with over 6,000 employees. They found this channel of direct selling They went door to door to all the customers and covered as much land as possible. The same strategy was then considered by the manufacturer called Tupperware, which with a bunch of women started supplying their products all throughout India. They deal in plastic appliances such as bottles, tiffinware, etc. As we all know, MasterCard and Visa card. This is again directly marketed by the company and is provided to the end consumer from the manufacturer. Asian Sky Shop. This is a form of TV retailing wherein the manufacturer showcases its products on live television. A consumer can then further order the product through email, through telephone, or through an SMS. Various petrol pumps like HP, Hindustan Petroleum, and Bharat Petroleum, wherein again the manufacturer direct supplies its products to the customer. The second form, wherein the retailer plays an intermediary. In this type of channel, the manufacturer sends its product first to the retailer. These retailers may be appointed by the manufacturer himself. This allows the manufacturer to cover as much region as possible. The more the number of retailers, the higher are the sales for the products and services. A retailer helps the manufacturer in gaining as much customers as possible. The higher the visibility of retailer in an area, it boosts the sale of its products. The third type of distribution channel, wherein there are two intermediaries, that is the wholesaler and the retailer. Over here, the wholesaler is considered as the stockist, which stocks the products with itself and supplies the products in bulk to the retailer. The retailer, as we know, breaks the bulk and supplies it further to the customer. Now let us see what are the types of retailing. There are two types of retailing, namely store-based retailers and non-store-based retailers. The store-based retailers are the ones which operate through brick and mortar shops. They have individual shops and they operate through a fixed place. Whereas non-store-based retailers can be classified as the personnel which operate through e-commerce or through catalog marketing. These retailers do not require any brick and mortar shop and operate without any fixed place. Now let us see what are the functions of retailing. Providing an assortment of products and services. Large supermarkets typically carry 20,000 to 30,000 different items which are made by over 500 companies. For this, an assortment is very necessary. Offering an assortment enables their customer to choose from a wide selection of brands, various designs, different sizes and shapes, and various colors and prices at one location. All the manufacturers specialize in producing specific types of products. For example, Knorr makes soup, Amul makes dairy products, Kellogg's makes breakfast cereals, and MDH Masala makes spices. If each of these manufacturers had its own stores that only sold its own products, consumers would have to go to many different stores to buy groceries needed to prepare a single meal. So over here, what does retailing help us is that it allows an assortment of products and services. In supermarkets, where we see that all the groceries are kept at one place, wherein we get different competitive goods at the same store and on the same shelf. This allows the customer to choose between the products and the varied prices. All the retailers offer assortment of products, but they specialize in the assortments they offer. For example, Shoppers Stop targets the elite urban class, while Pantaloons is targeted at the middle class. But new types of retailers offering unique assortments appear each year. The second function of retailing is breaking bulk. As we know, the meaning of retailer is breaking bulk. So the breaking bulk is carried to reduce transportation costs. Manufacturers and wholesalers typically ship cases or cartons to retailers. These retailers then offer the products in smaller quantities tailored to individual customers and households' consumption patterns. The products and goods sent by the manufacturers are in bulk order, wherein different shipments and cargoes are sent to retailers. Breaking bulk is important to both manufacturers and the consumers. For manufacturers, it is very cost effective to package and ship the merchandise in larger rather than smaller quantities. Consumers want to purchase merchandise in smaller and more manageable quantities. A customer wouldn't want to buy in bulk. A customer would require an individual and in very less quantities. So it is the duty of retailer to break the bulk and the shipment of the wholesaler or the manufacturer and then further supply it to the customer. The third function of retailing is to hold inventory. This is a very major function of retailers to keep the inventory that is already broken into user-friendly sizes so that the products will be available when consumers want them. This allows the consumers to keep a smaller inventory of products at home because they know that local retailers will have the products available when they need more. To hold an inventory and to maintain an inventory becomes a very crucial and vital role when it comes to retailing. A retailer has to always assure that he holds the optimum inventory which may be required in the near future. The fourth function of retailing is to provide services. Retailers provide services that make it easier for customers to buy and use the products. The set of services provided by particular retailers may be part of their core product offerings, or it may be an add-on to their product or service. Some retailers offer credit, so consumers can have a product now and pay for it later. They display products so consumer can see and test them before buying. A lot of local kirana shops provide services such as to offer credit to its customers. The local kirana shops also enjoy the different relation with the customers. Some retailers also have salespeople in stores or use their websites to answer questions and provide additional information about their products. Providing home delivery, product guarantees, after-sales services, and dealing with customer complaints are some of the services that add value to the product. At the retailer's end, the prompt process, delivery, and install products are the key essentials which help a retailer to target its customers more efficiently. The fifth function is the channel of communication. Retailers also act as the channel of communication and information between the wholesalers or suppliers and the consumers. From advertisements, salespeople, and display, shoppers learn about the characteristics and features of a product service offered. The manufacturers, in turn, learn of sales forecast, delivery delays, and customer complaints. A retailer helps a manufacturer as well as the consumer to help them each other to know better about their products. The manufacturer can then modify defective or unsatisfactory goods and services. As we have learned earlier, that the customer feedback is a very crucial and essential part of retailing. A retailer gets the communication from the customer about the product. The feedback is then again submitted to the manufacturer, which allows him to see whether the customer is happy or unsatisfied with its product or services. The sixth function of retailing is creation of utilities. The retailer creates different utilities like form utility, time utility, place utility, and ownership utility. The first utility, that is time utility, is regarding the form of a product that is acceptable to the customer. The retailer does not supply raw materials but rather finished goods and services in a form wanted by the customers. The retailer performs the function of storing the goods and providing us with an assortment of products in various categories. He creates time utility by keeping the store open when the customer prefers to shop. By being available at a convenient location, he creates place utility. Lastly, when the product is sold, he creates ownership utility. So these are the various forms of utility that the retailer offers to its customers. Now let us see what are the benefits to the manufacturer through retailing. It helps the manufacturer by distributing the goods to the final consumer. A retailer, as an intermediary, helps the manufacturer to distribute its goods to the final consumer. It gives valuable inputs to the manufacturer on consumer buying habits, demand for the products, the market share, and the loyalty patterns. The customer feedback is generated through the retailer. The manufacturer comes to know that what are the products which the consumers buy the most, what are the habits, and what is the seasonal time for a particular product to increase the sale. The demand for a particular product also creates an awareness amongst the manufacturer that what are the taste of the consumers. Market share determines that who is the market leader or who has the greater market share in the retail industry. Loyalty patterns would be the loyalty programs such as First Citizen of Shoppers Stop.